G-Funk over on Team 1, Survival Hunter Necrolord. We got ourselves also Tron Kala as a Windwalker, with Arhi on that team, as well as Mamaka and Talrion joining this team, versus Fame Monster Egg is going to be first up, Necrolord Monk. On that team, we have ourselves Adwa, we have ourselves Lek, we have ourselves Chokes, as well as Suach. Suach is the name. Sue. We call him Sue. We can call him Sue just for the sake of that rolls off the tongue a lot easier than Suach. That H is weird pronounced in Suach. I guess it doesn't have to. Tron, try to see if you can live through the Fist of Fury. Taking a bit of damage is going to pop a wall. Serpent kicking over to Fame Monster X with a leg sweep. They're kind of going for a leg sweep maybe a little bit early with the Bone Dust Brew after. Still has the Bone Dust Brew ready for Monster, but Monster is going to pour it out of it. Tron has cooldowns available. Boop and Fame off of the Tombstone, but the Fame continues to run circles around him. So far for Tron, Kala hasn't been able to do the most amount of damage just yet. It looks like he's going to have to back up a minute for a moment himself. And Fame Monster actually burning a Zoen of his own. I didn't realize he burned a Zoen. Is he just going to go in for the big burst himself? Potentially, Tron has a trick it if he needs to. Fame is going to have the shield from the Necrolord. Popping on him as he's dropping low. In capital Tron, potentially BDB. Lexip, there's going to be full images with a Karma as well for Tron. As Fame just continued to blast through that Karma. Tron plays Ring of Peace, so he's not playing good Karma. Big kick out of Fame. Monster just deleted the Fleshcraft shield out of the game completely. Just did slash delete and the shield is gone, dude. Not only is Tron shield is gone, but every Necrolord shield is gone. It's going to be tricky for Fame bailing out of this. Tron drop down big BDB. So it looks like Fame just bailed out of there completely with the Ring of Peace to get away from all those images, to get away from all those pets from Tron. BDB burst canceled. Let's see if Tron is able to go again. So far, he tried to set up 2 BDB birds. The first one, he went for leg sweep, and then he started setting stuff up a little bit late. This time, he might be able to maybe make it happen. Fame does have an advantage in that department, primarily because he can get out of stuns a little bit early. You know what I mean? Let me see if I can swap out to the duels mix, boys, yeah? Let me do duels playlist. Get the duels playlist in here. Here we go. Big BDB burst out of Fame. Look at your Tron, and does do just that. Takes him out of the game in a single clean sweep. Mamaka joining the fight, trying to see if he might be able to make some sort of a play here. Fame getting hit with a freezing trap. Mamaka looking for a reset. It's going to be Fame death. Does he go for a camo that early in the game? He might potentially need to go for camo that early. Gonna go for Aspect of the Cheetah. It looks like, did Fame just auto-attack him through like long distance just now? Looked like literally an auto attack came through for like miles away. Mamaka able to establish the flayed shot, getting the dots rolling onto Fame. Fame locking him out with the Fist of Fury, keeping him in place. And waiting until maybe his next set of bursts. He has full images with a big, I guess, proc for spinning crane kick. Mamaka with a turtle shell fast enough, dropping a trap onto Fame Monster. Fame does not have a trinket anymore. So if Mamaka has a stun to follow up, he could potentially make summon happen here. Fame dead by Mamaka with a camo. Gonna be a spinning kraken to get him out. And Fame still staying on Mamaka's back as best as he can. Fist of Fury locking him down. And looks like that's gonna be the Hunter down. With Arhi up next. Just charging in, dude, on a bike. Just charging at Fame. Monster is gonna keep him in place. Of that static link as well as the stun jump to follow Sunder right after. Mamaka is going to see Fame dropping down Karma as well as the diffuse magic. So it's going to be as many defenses as Fame Monster can roll. And that's going to be a flesh cut all for the Monk just to make himself even tankier. Arhi did get a pretty big defensive out of Fame Monster though. So he might be able to continue working something off of this with the big ascendance. Arhi trying to make a play here. Big chain harvest on the whole team, but also just wants to hit Monster X. A Monster has Zoen and everything. Arhi could be in a really bad trouble. Doesn't press wall just yet. There goes the wall as well as Earth Elemental. Trying to go for as much self-healing as he can. Wind strikes afterwards onto Fame Monster. He sees the wall available. 45 Brood down. Arhi able to still keep charging at Fame. Might be able to make something happen here with the Ring of Boopity Bop knocking him out of the way. Zoen is still in play for Fame Monster. I think he's waiting maybe until next Lexu to go with the big BDB burst for Arhi. He might have something to work with here. Gonna be Shackles, and Fame just using that mobility just to get away from Shackles, breaking it as best as he can. This is gonna be that capacitor totem in place. Sunder into Monster with a stun right after. Arhi might potentially be able to do something. Earth Elemental just running away. Earth Elemental literally just ran away to beat up Advo. Out of all the people, why is it beating up on Advo? Poor Advo. Is this still over there? I think it is. Wait, Fame Monster doesn't have to worry about that thing dying because, I mean, Archie, I guess, doesn't have to worry about that thing dying because what's constantly there. Banish? Oh, hopefully it doesn't remove Archie's health increase with that banishment. Fame with a Ring of Peace. Because Archie can't even control the Earth Elemental. That thing just got a mind of its own. Archie is sitting on not a lot of defensive cooldowns. 20 seconds before the wall is up. Big chain harvest on the Fame Monster. Does the monk turn around? I think he missed the Bone Dust Brew onto Archie. If Archie has any other way to deal with this, he might be okay. Does he get to turn this around? Big heal for Archie. That's going to be a big kick out of Fame Monster after. Ghost Wolves join the fight. They are on the monk. They are doing some damage. They are getting the bites, and that is Maelstrom for Archie as well. It's going to be a static cling totem. Try to see if you can bust through a totem with a stun totem right after. It looks like Fame Monster killed the stun totem rather than static cling. But as long as he got mobility, he'll be okay. Archie caught up with a lot of Maelstrom Lexi by Fame Monster. Does he have the BDB burst? Got himself the big proc for the spin and crank kick. Walls up for Archie. Trying to see if he can survive. He does get himself a quick heal. Not an instant heal, but only a 4 Maelstrom heal. Big damage still up for Fame Monster. Just busts out Zoen. Touch of death. Taking down Archie. This monk so far, I believe, is unstoppable. I think he's literally played against everybody on team 1 so far. BDB drop it down onto G-Funk. It looks like he's gonna boop him out of there with the Ring of Peace. Shrink it out of that stun. Incap onto G-Funk as Fame Monster trying to stay ahead of the curve. G-Funk is gonna have Zoen busting him out of that incap. Try to see if he can go Scare Beast on Zoen, but looks like Zoen disappeared, and Fame Monster got plenty of mobility to keep rolling. 6 minutes in the duel, 10% dampener. Fame is still alive and kicking. Can G-Funk somehow end his reign of just a monk supremacy here? Because it feels like every arena with a Necro monk, the Necro monk just wins by default, just for the sake of being a monk. And it's going to be a quick incap onto G-Funk. Trades traps though with Fame Monster. It's incap for the trap. G-Funk might be able to make something work here. If he has Fame Monster in low enough health, he might be able to make something happen. Is going to disengage out while having the pet chase after the monk. Maybe G-Funk has something set up here. That's going to be Ford Brew with a big BDB Brew. Fame Monster trying to see if he makes something happen, but looks like not a lot of cooldowns left. He dropped down BDB onto G-Funk. Does not have a Leg Sweep. Or maybe he missed that Leg Sweep? It looks like he had a Leg Sweep available. Maybe he missed it. Is that what happened? Because he dropped BDB and then ran immediately. I would imagine that would be a terrible move. Normally you drop BDB, you make the most damage happen. Vivify Zara for Fame Monster. G-Funk with a stun around the corner. Does he have enough damage to finish it? Nades again thrown in. It's going to be Fame porting out in the open. Harpoon by G-Funk. Staying on top of the monk as best as he can. And monk got himself plenty of survivability still. Only 70% dampener, plenty of mobility to create line of sight. G-Funk got the mobility too, though. Got that range as well. Gonna be the Death Chakram onto Fame Monster. He has him in the kill shot range. Does he take him out with a kill shot? Trying to kill Command. Kill shot needs to happen. G-Funk does end up grenading him in the face, taking down the monk for all of us. He is avenging his own team. With Choke's gonna be up next. Retribution Paladin charging a G-Funk. It looks like Choke's already getting big damage onto G-Funk. Already getting some damage. There's going to be at least a flesh cut up for G-Funk, so he's at least trying to stay survivable. Wait, Chokes, what happened to your health bar? Going to be shackles, but a stun stops G-Funk in place. Does Chokes go for the big damage here? Potentially could make something happen here. There was a full stun on G-Funk, and he has no way out. It looks like Chokes is going to have to play a little bit defensively with the Shield of Vengeance. G-Funk has that range advantage, can send the pet to kill Command at Chokes whenever he needs to. Freeze and Trap, Feign Death with a man embedded. Chokes is going to trick it out of it. Journal Shell out for G-Funk as it is full cooldowns out of Chokes. It looks like he's going to switch attention to self-healing whenever he can't generate any kind of holy power. Trying to still stay aggressive, or at least near G-Funk. Big damage with Temple's Verdict. Stun. G-Funk has no way out. I think it's over. Fear onto Chokes, but looks like the damage was already in. And Talrion is the last one left over on Team 1. Charging at a Paladin, 9 minutes, 25% dampening. I don't know how a warrior is supposed to do this. But maybe Talrion will figure it out a way. If there's a will, there's a way. And this man is playing Fury Warrior. He's got to be playing it for a reason. Chokes just blasting damage on Talrion. There goes the rag by the warrior. Knocked down onto Chokes with the reflect up for Talrion. Chokes knows that he doesn't want to hodge himself at all. Hodge on Talrion. Trick inside immediately. Going to be the bubble with a shattering throw. Chokes might be in a really bad spot. There is still wreck available. Big damage onto Chokes right now. And extra execute and Talrion taking him out. It does do it. Going from one Paladin to the next. Just use shattering. I don't really know. Lursh might be able to take him out. Lyosh Kam VP? I have no idea. I don't know what I'm supposed to say his name. We're gonna call him Lyosh. Could do Lyosha. Loshage? Loshage would be like a name for the horse. But that wouldn't be really the name for a Tauren, that'd be what he's riding, a horse. But Lyosh is gonna be out there, full cooldowns available, everything up. Dalaran, look at it good in defensive department, but not really in offensive. Could potentially be a wreck. It's gonna be a wreck. Not a wreck, but an enraged regen. Needs that enraged regen to survive the damage, to reduce it, but also give himself as much healing as he can to live it. Fear onto Lyosh is trying to make some damage happen. Drink it out of the Paladin, throws in the judgment on Dalaran. Dalaran trying to max range his judgments on hammers as best as he can. Big leaps and just trying to kite Lyosh out as best as possible. Looks like he's playing for the triple leap legendary. At least it's a legendary choice. Charge versus Lyosh. He's not going to be seeing a Hodge for a while. Reflect is up, but Lyosh, I don't think he's going to end up reflecting the Hodge into himself. Or really anything. I think he might have Hand of Hindrance himself, though. I think he did Hand of Hindrance himself. Dalaran trying to stay on top of the Pally as best he can. But again, the next Hammer of Justice could be really deadly. Even though the Paladin doesn't have wings anymore, it still could be really deadly. Charging right in. Wants to make sure he has himself plenty of rage to work with. As well as a second wind. Or not second wind. But Ignore Pain. Definitely needs to have Ignore Pain available whenever possible. Trying to maintain some pressure onto Lyosh, knocking him down for a moment. Does Lyosh pop a defensive here? All he has is a Blessing of Protection as well as Bubble. Maybe Dalaran can make something happen. Bubble coming out. Does he have Shadow and Throw? It doesn't look like he has it back up. Hodge by Lyosh, throwing in the hammers, does not get the proc. Dalaran still has a lot of cooldowns. Lyosh is still kind of low on health. Going to be a war stop for a second. Still the Pally is in execute range. Does the warrior take him out? Looks like the warrior takes him. He actually keeps going. This man does not stop. He's trying to bring Fury Warrior back to the table. And Sue is going to be the last one left. Is a Beastmaster Hunter. Oh man, think of the most disgusting spec you can. Most matchup for a warrior. BM Hunter. Oh man, maybe Reflect, Trinket. Oh, not going to happen. Dalaran trinkets out of that stun. And then Sue goes for the most mobility at range. Quick Fear onto the Hunter. Dalaran getting hit with a freeze and trap. Just roaring out in frustration. Aren't we all? And Dalaran, all he has is really to hit the pets. That's the only way he can really heal. Unless he goes for Commanding Shout, does borrow some health for Commanding Shout. All he can do is maybe line aside the Hunter and hit the pets. That's literally all he can do right now. Not a lot of options. Literally not a lot of options. Blade Storm, as the Hunter's on him, he's going to need to recover health somehow. He's going to only sit on borrowed health. He needs to get charged, heals whenever possible. Knock down onto Sue as the freezing trap comes in. Dalaran no health. Next skill shot could be deadly. Next skill shot could be Shackles. Dalaran at least reflected a portion of the shackle, leap it away. Does he have any kind of self-heals at all? He has wreck, that's about it. That's gonna be Sue at no health either. The pets are on him. Maybe he can heal the pets. Oh my goodness, Sue was so low on health for a second. I don't know how, but he was. Almost had him. But for a Fury Warrior to come back through not just one, but two Retribution Paladins, that is godlike right there, boys. That is godly.